Hey guys, Brian the cell phone guy here again. Today we're going to take a look at the newest offering from Sonim, and that's the XP5 Plus. This is the latest in their series of rugged handsets that are not smartphones. They are just voice and text devices. And on the left you can see last year's model, which is the XP5S. So obvious differences in the two. The XP5 Plus has a slightly bigger screen. It does have the knobs on the top, and we're going to do a whole other video on the knobs, so we won't do a lot of talking about those in this video. On this one here, you can see it has these three new dynamic keys, and what they do is they control different words that appear on the screen above them, and I'll show you that once we turn the phone on. You'll see it's a little bit larger than last year's model. It's about the same thickness and about the same width, but it's a little bit longer with a slightly more user-friendly keypad and a slightly bigger display. So let's dive right in and we'll take a look at this newest phone, the XP5 Plus. So let's take a look at the outside of the phone first. So on the left-hand side, we have the push to talk button. We have the volume up and down button. On the bottom of the phone, we have the USB-C port, which is hidden behind this rubber port. On the left-hand side, we have the proprietary connector. Now, what you're going to need this for is if you want to put a standard 3.5mm jack headset on it, you need to buy the adapter that fits onto this, and then that allows you to plug the headset into that. On the top of the phone, we have the red emergency button. And this has been something that's been on all the Sonim products for the past few years. So here on the XP8, you can see it on the right-hand side. And on the XP3 Plus, it was on the right-hand side as well. The two knobs, we're going to get into that a little later in another video. On the back of the phone, we have the flashlight. We have an 8-megapixel camera. We have these charging pins down here, and what that's for is you can buy a docking station so that you can charge multiple units at the same time. And you'll notice we have a micro SD memory slot, which is good up to 256 gigs. And we have 2 SIM card slots. Now, it is important to realize that even though this phone has 2 SIM card slots, here in Canada, the networks don't support dual SIM on this phone. So you can actually install the SIM card in either SIM card slot number 1 or in number 2, it doesn't matter. And if you do have 2 SIM cards in there from 2 different networks, or just because you have 2 different phone lines, it's only going to recognize what's in SIM card slot number 1, which is the center one. Now I want to show you how to do this because it can be a little bit tricky, and this is easier if you have fingernails. So if you take this little silver door here and you slide it this way, it opens, and then you open it like a book. Now every SIM card, and these take nano SIMs, every SIM card has a corner that's cut off. And in this case, it's really important that the cutoff corner goes in the top left-hand side. Then you close the door. And like I say, this is easier if you have fingernails. And once you get the door shut, you have to push it this direction to lock it in. Then you take the battery, and with the brass contacts pointing down, you put it in there so that you can see the writing. Take the cover, hook it into the top, squeeze it shut, and then either using the screwdriver that comes in the box or just using your thumbnail, just give a few turns to this screw and that'll lock it into place. Now, to turn this phone on, you just push and hold the red button here for about 3 seconds. And then you'll feel it vibrate. And then just let it be for a second and it'll fire up. Now, once the phone fires up, you're going to notice that it says on the screen, press and hold the star key to unlock the screen. And if you don't, it goes back to sleep. So just press and hold the star key and that'll unlock the screen, and now you're good to go. So first thing I want to show you is with the basic keypad here, we have the 1 to 9 keys. We have the send and the end. We have the speaker button. We have the backup 1 key button. This is called the navigation panel. So it allows you to go down, up, left, or right on the screen, and the center button is the OK button. Now, if you notice, you've got these 3 dynamic keys and 3 words that are above the keys on the screen. And this is what I was talking about before. These keys activate whatever the word is. So right now, the middle button says options. menu. So if you push the menu button, now you get the menu on the screen, and then you can scroll up and down and left and right with the navigation keys. And then when you get to the one that you want, you'll notice that the words have changed. Now this says options, app info, or notifications. And if you want settings, you push the center button, which opens up the navigation, and then you can scroll down and again select that with the OK button. The red button always gets you back to the home panel. Now there's a couple of quick ways to do similar tasks here. For example, if you want the options menu, you can either push this dynamic key or you can push the left-hand side of the navigation panel, because you notice down here there's 3 little dots and the center one is lit up. So what that means is if you push to the left side, you're going to get your options, and there's your Wi-Fi, your data, your Bluetooth, your flashlight, etc. And if you push the right button, you're going to get the notifications, and that's the same thing as if you had pushed this button here. If you push the down button, it's going to launch the camera, which isn't going to work right now because I've got it sitting on a table. And if you push the up side of the button, it takes you to your contact list. And that shows on here because the contact list is showing above the panel and the camera is showing below the panel. And then of course you have your date and time, the network, and your signal strength, your battery strength, and which network you're on. Now this is an LTE phone. It is not 5G, but it will do LTE, 4G, and 3G. Now, the reason that people buy this phone is for simplicity and durability. This is not a smartphone. It's not the kind of phone that you want to use if you live on texting. It's not the kind of phone you need if you want to have really good navigation, GPS, or web browsing. This phone is for the person who wants to make phone calls, who does occasional texting and is happy with the T9 method of text input, and who wants a push-to-talk system. Now, this does come preloaded depending on the network that you're on. Here in Canada on the TELUS network, this uses ES Chat. In the States, depending on your network, it'll run a different push-to-talk service. And that's the purpose of this yellow and black button on the side. So this is primarily a fleet phone. It's made for people that are working in rugged conditions like construction or first responders, or anybody who needs extreme durability on their phones. This thing is IP68 rated. It's also intrinsically safe, Class 1, Division 2. So it is a very rugged phone, and it has a 3-year warranty, which basically covers anything that can happen to the phone. So if you drive over this thing with the truck, it's still under warranty. Now, if you drive over it with the truck 5 times in a row and send it in, it may eventually get turned down. But the idea is not to see if you can break it, but just to show that they stand behind their products and that this is probably the most durable phone on the market. Even more durable than, say, the XP3 Plus, XP3 Plus, just because this has a hinge, and anytime you have a hinge, you've got a little bit of a vulnerability. But this being what they call a bar phone without the hinge, it is extremely durable. Now, I've had the Sonim products in my fleet now for probably 6 or 7 years, and we've gone through quite a few of them. And this one, I just got it today, so we're going to run it through the testing, and then we're going to do another video a little later on that digs a little deeper into the individual features of the phone. And like I promised, another video that's going to show you all about the knobs. But that's all I have for now. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you have any comments, please put them in the section below, and I will respond as quickly as I can. Thanks for watching.